All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I am beyond hype for Starkiller coming to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We got a lot to discuss related to Starkiller. And look, even for those of you who have played the Force Unleashed games, you know the excitement for this. For those of you who know these Legends characters like Dash Rendar, you know the excitement that comes with this. However, even for those who don't know these characters very well, I'm getting a lot of comments. People are like, I don't even know who these characters are. Why should I be excited? Trust me, there's a lot to be excited about. And I'll actually make a follow-up video here pretty soon about Starkiller, who he is, why you should be excited about him, and maybe talk a little bit about some of these other characters that are probably going to come, that we already know are going to come, like Dash Rendar, who is just, in Legends, very, very significant character. And I believe he's been mentioned in canon as well, somewhat recently. So he's technically a canon character, but mostly he's got a huge arc in the Legends that is definitely going to be pretty interesting to see in the game. And then Starkiller, I mean, just this is one of the most powerful characters in Star Wars lore. Even found a way to defeat Darth Vader at one point. He uses Force Lightning, which is extremely exciting. And you can see here, we're going to talk a little bit about this. They've teased the Force Lightning, of course, in his character art, and so you can only imagine that we're going to see some of that. Even used Force Lightning with his lightsaber, so he would infuse his lightsaber with Force Lightning. I mean, come on. There's so much to be excited about with this guy. So we'll talk more about him specifically, but who are these other three characters going to be? We know, based on this graphic, we got at least 3 characters coming. I'm going to make my best educated guess right now. Now, what makes it a little bit tricky is Dash Rendar really doesn't have any connection to Starkiller that I am aware of. Now, some of you deep lore fans may be able to find something there. I didn't remember anything. He was in a different Nintendo 64 game, Shadows of the Empire, Starkiller's Force Unleashed. The only connection I can find in all of my research is just that they're from around the same era of the Legends lore, kind of that Empire fall of the Empire era. Before the Battle of Yavin, Battle of Endor. So anyway, it's kind of in that gap of time, and so we could probably bet that these other 3 characters will be from around that same Empire Legends period of the Star Wars fandom slash lore. So the first character that I'm going to predict kind of depart. So if we're not bringing characters in that have a connection to Starkiller, I'm going to predict 2 that don't have a ton of connection to him. But the first one, this is kind of a fan dream, but I really hope that they're going to bring Proxy in as one of these characters. Now, for those of you who don't know Proxy was a droid who Darth Vader gave to basically train Starkiller and also ultimately kill him, but they also become friends. And Proxy has an amazing set of abilities. Probably one of the most underrated, least discussed droids in all of Star Wars that can just do amazing things, like appear as Darth Maul, appear as other people to fight as a Jedi. And I mean, obviously as a droid, not Force sensitive, but very, very powerful droid. And if we're talking about what we could potentially do with Proxy in the game, there is a ton of stuff, and I would love to see them do kind of that ability where Proxy is able to project basically appear as other people through projection, which is just something that would be absolutely insane to see in the game. So reasons why I think maybe we won't see Proxy is because so far, I mean, the only character that we've got that is for sure coming here is going to be Dash Rendar, and again, no real connection to Starkiller other than the time frame. And so Proxy, very, very strongly connected to Starkiller, and so maybe that's not the route they're going. Maybe they're just doing random other significant Legends characters. So, speaking of significant Legends characters, I know I'm going to see a lot of people hype about Kyle Katarn potentially coming. This is one I think is very likely. If they're going to do, look, Kyle Katarn is a very significant character in Legends. He's a fallen stormtrooper, ended up being Force sensitive, kind of has a complicated relationship with the Force. There's a lot of details there, but he ends up, being a Force hero, trains with Luke Skywalker in his academy on Yavin. And there's so much to be excited about with Kyle Katarn. If they're going to bring him, now is the time to do it. Like, it's the right era. It's the right, they're kind of, there's so many other Star Wars projects coming down the line that, like, if they're going to do it, now's the time. I think this is the best chance we've ever got to get Kyle Katarn coming to the game. Another fan favorite, I would say, likely from what I kind of gauging the pulse of the Star Wars fandom, for people who are big fans of Legends, Kyle Katarn is pretty high on a lot of people's lists of characters that love to see. So I think that'd be received really well if we saw Kyle Katarn. All right, and then my last prediction here, and this is one that if you know the character, your knees might get weak at the idea of Mara Jade, however you pronounce it, coming to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Dude, this chick is amazing in Legends, and there is, this is the moment to bring her to the game. Like, let's go. Let's freaking bring Jade to the game. Now, a couple quick things about her if you're not familiar with her. She was originally meant to be a dark side kind of companion to Darth Sidious, kind of do his bidding. She ends up getting sent out to hit on a hit to kill Luke Skywalker. That doesn't go well because they actually end up falling in love, and she's literally Luke's wife. And so obviously that doesn't happen in canon. At least if it did, they didn't show it. We had a pretty significant time jump from episode 6 to episode 7. And so maybe it could still slip into canon somehow. I would love them to bring this character into canon. We do have a Dash Rendar showing up in canon now officially. I don't know of any mention of Kyle Katarn, Proxy, or Mara Jade. Although all of these characters could feasibly show up in some way in the Kenobi series, maybe the Book of Boba Fett series, but especially the Kenobi series is kind of where I'm eyeing. Maybe even Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller, making an appearance into the Star Wars lore, official canon. So anyway, these are the 3 predictions I've got. There's a lot of other characters that we could see from around that time frame. I think this is really a shot in the dark. I'm not giving this a high confidence interval, but I'm really eyeing, especially Kyle Katarn and Mara Jade. I think those characters, they've got, like, these are characters we've been requesting since day one. Like, now is the time. They've got to bring these two to the game, and I just think Proxy makes sense. Such a strong companion to Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller, and so much that I think that you could do from an animation standpoint, ability standpoint, that would make Proxy a freaking fun character to have in this game. Now, one other thing I do want to call out, pretty clear that we are getting the dark side version of Starkiller. For those of you who are familiar with the lore, Starkiller does eventually turn to the dark side, uncover his memories, and become Galen Merrick reborn, so to speak, infiltrate the Death Star. The first iteration of Galen Merrick, that is, because we end up seeing in the second Force Unleashed a clone of him, and so I believe this is the first version before he turns to the light side. We got the red lightsaber and, of course, the red outline around him here, which I think is the red outline is kind of your dead giveaway that he's going to be the dark side iteration of this character. Also, the fact that they're calling him Starkiller, not Galen Merrick, because he did readopt the name Galen Merrick by the end of his arc in that first game. So I'm going to put that to bed. So anyway, a lot of exciting things going on, my friends. Cannot wait to see how this character is unlocked. I'm probably going to have to slow grind the character and not have him day one, but we'll see if there's any accounts that we can tinker around with around the community that are going to be able to get him on day one, because I'm imagining it's probably going to be, I mean, for Starkiller, probably a 7-star unlock, I think. It looks like it's going to be a different kind of event, so lots of questions and not enough answers. But let me know how you guys are feeling about all this down in the comments below. How do you feel about my predictions? What other characters do you think could be coming that are going to be required for Starkiller? Let us know. So anyway, Super excited, my friends. Let me know what you're thinking. Like the video on the way out. And as always, my brothers, don't forget,